It's all your fault. It's all your fault. You're gonna pay. You will pay. Relax. You're gonna be all right. At the time, you didn't know that end result, that negative result was going to happen. Just forgive yourself and let go. For the past week, I've been feeling very sick. I've been coughing and shit, clearing my throat. I wanted to still be socializing and going outside. So that's what I did. I decided to hang out with my friends, go to gym, go to social events. I wasn't practicing caution, right? At the 6 feet. And I wasn't wearing a mask. So as I was going around these people talking to them, after that happened, I started to realize that, oh wait, I could get them sick as well. And I started to feel real guilty. And I just feel real bad if they became sick as a result of me. When that happened, I got very depressed. And I was not recording, scripting, not doing nothing with my life, just bullshitting. And the thing that I had to realize was that I'm not their protector. Like, at the end of the day, I'm not their guardian angel. Make sure that no harm happens to them. Usually, things like that happen through unintention. People don't mean to get other people sick. Although I could have, been more safe, stay away from them, stay home. I thought at the time that, as a man, you have to show up if you decide to commit to something. So no matter how you feel, you gotta just get to it. If I was to go back in time and do it differently, I'll just stay back home just in case for any other reason. But that was no excuse for being lazy. I could have done activities that required me to be by myself, like meditation, gratitude, reading, journaling, watching podcasts. I could have done more of those things instead of bullshitting and watching shows. And because of that, I apologize. And from now on, I'll be uploading more videos, and I'm gonna actually be taking my own advice much more. Listen, as long as you're human, you're going to make mistakes. Okay, you may think that doing this one thing is going to get this certain result, but it actually didn't, and it got a bad result. The only way it was a bad decision is if you look at the facts and you decided to use emotion instead of thinking logically. So say you own this company, right? And you have this employee that's been coming in late, not doing their job as correctly. So you decide to just fire them, just based off of emotion. Now that's a bad decision. What would have been better is if you decided to talk to that person and see why that person's been late, why that person hasn't been performing as well as you could have. Now, if you decide to fire them afterwards, after trying shit, like giving them more things that actually help them, then it's a better decision, just fire them. But if you're just gonna do decision based on emotions or how you feel without looking at the facts, that's a bad decision. But if you look at the facts and you make the decision based on only that instead of your emotions, now that's a good decision. You're not anybody's knight in shining armor, okay? It's not your job just to protect the other people. Now, it may be better that if you decide to take into account that they may be at risk, so it's best to not try to put them in harm's way. But at the end of the day, they got their own brain and their own actions, okay? It's not 100% your fault, okay? You don't have to put this blame on yourself and then start feeling bad and start degrading and then all that stuff. Make sure that you understand that it's their job to protect themselves as well. Also, the time is going to go by anyways, okay? If you decide to sit back on your ass watching TV or playing video games or scrolling on TikTok, the time's going to pass anyway. So you're going to be losing out on information that you could have learned from reading. Mindfulness, your mindfulness is actually going to go down by watching those shows and TikToks and playing video games. You could have actually learned something from a podcast that could have helped you. So for example, out of that sick week while I was bullshitting, I at least watched this one streamer, and although the streamers, they usually play video games, he just does advice. He just shares knowledge that he learns as well. And as I'm watching it, he talks about procrastination and why people be bullshitting. And that's something that clicked in my head, and I realized that I was doing the same thing. After that happened, I decided to get back on my ass and decided to actually change my life and do something about it. So say you have 2 cups, right? You got one cup where it's just entertainment, and you have another cup where it's just education. You can pour all your time, which is the water, right? Is this. You got your water right here, and then you pour your cup. You can put it all into entertainment and then have your happiness go up in the short term. Or you can put it in education and have your education stay there for much longer, because your happiness bar, as long as you stop pouring, it's going to keep going down. Then if you start pouring more, then it's going to go up. But you're not going to have enough water at the end. So you're eventually going to get tired of these entertainment things like watching TV, playing video games. If you decide to invest into education, in the long term, it's going to stay higher, because you're going to be learning stuff that you're going to be applying to your life and as a result, you're gonna become happier. Just like the gym, you're gonna be looking in the mirror with your six-pack abs, with muscle, and being in better shape, and you're gonna feel much happier than if you're not in shape. Now, if I was to turn back time and do it differently, here's what I would do. Instead of, watching TV, I would just read books. Start learning on more things and take notes. And then when I'm taking those notes, write actionable, clear steps that I could do so I can remember much more, and create practice questions that I can take so I'm able to actually remember. Meditate more, because now you don't have no excuse. Now you can't go outside and do all these activities. Now you have more time to meditate. So you better be meditating for 20 to 30 minutes. Now that I'm sick, I wish I could, not be sick anymore and have a clear throat and not have to after like 5 minutes. Now this is a great time to appreciate the things that you have in your life so that you don't take them for granted anymore. Now you have more time to watch podcasts. There's a whole bunch of podcasts on YouTube. It's just that some of them be useless, but there's a whole lot that be actually useful. So this is definitely the time to watch them and then take some notes. We have the Discord community where we share our social anxiety, social skills, public speaking. We like to talk about these things because it's very important. Like nowadays, we really don't have much social people. So I'm trying to build a community where we can all learn from each other and become more social as a result. So if that sounds interesting and you want to join, click on the top link of the description and join right now. And with that being said, take it one step at a time, because you may never know where that one step may lead you. And don't make excuses.